Let's try something a little unusual, a small experiment in awareness. It's something you can do right now, wherever you are. No special equipment needed, just your own senses and a willingness to focus your attention in a slightly different way. Relax your gaze, let your eyes soften, and keep your eyes gently focused on this sentence or any point in front of you. Don't strain, just allow your vision to be relaxed and unfocused. Let your mind settle for a moment. Now, without moving your eyes, gently bring your attention to what's at the very bottom of your vision, the lower periphery of what you can see. What do you notice there? That faint, blurry and somewhat indistinct shape that resides there, that subtle curve or shadow. It's your nose, always there, a constant fixture in your field of view, yet almost always completely ignored by your conscious mind. It's a silent, unseen companion. Your nose has been in your sight since the very beginning, since birth, a part of your visual experience from day one. Present for every single waking moment of your life, a constant presence in your visual landscape. But your brain, in its infinite wisdom, simply edits it out, filters it away from your conscious awareness. It's like living with a large, ornate pillar right in the middle of your living room, a permanent fixture that you somehow manage to never acknowledge, never truly see. Your eyes faithfully see your nose, capturing its shape and form in every glance. But your brain, ever the efficient editor, decides that this particular piece of information is simply not worth your precious attention. It's deemed irrelevant. Each eye, in fact, sees a slightly different version, a subtly offset perspective of your nose. But your brain cleverly merges these two slightly different images, seamlessly blending them together and erasing the nasal obstruction from your perception. The result of this neural editing, a clear, unobstructed view of the world, as if your nose simply isn't even there, as if it doesn't exist as a visual element. This isn't some kind of elaborate magic trick or illusion. It's just your brain's incredibly efficient way of keeping things simple, decluttering your visual field. Now that I've specifically pointed it out to you, brought it to your attention, you'll probably find yourself noticing your nose quite a bit more, at least for a little while. It might even feel a little distracting, perhaps even a bit annoying, but don't worry too much. Your brain, that master of filtering, will very soon make it disappear from your conscious awareness once again. That's the real magic trick at play here. Your nose vanishes from your awareness, only to reappear briefly when you focus on it and then vanish again, over and over in a continuous cycle. So, for this brief moment in time, this fleeting instance, enjoy this odd, perhaps slightly absurd reunion with your ever-present yet usually invisible nose. Soon enough, you'll forget it's even there, just as your brain so cleverly intends, allowing you to focus on the bigger picture. And the show, the grand spectacle of your perception, goes on, uninterrupted and clear. Why does your brain hide your nose? It's all about selective attention. Your senses flood your brain with information every second, far too much to process. To avoid overload, your brain edits out anything constant and unimportant, like your nose. This is called neural adaptation. Your brain gets bored of the same old input and tunes it out. Instead, it focuses on what's new, moving, or potentially important. Your brain even fills in the gaps, painting over your nose with the background. You see a seamless world, thanks to your brain's tireless editing. With two eyes, you get binocular vision, great for depth and catching details. Each eye sees a different side of your nose, but your brain fuses the images into one. The overlapping nose shapes are so familiar, your brain instantly labels them as self and ignores them. Peripheral vision helps too. Scanning for movement and danger at the edges, your nose, static and central, is the least interesting thing in your view, so your brain edits it out, blending the background seamlessly. It's like auto-removing a photographer's thumb from every picture. You never even notice the trick. This filtering, this constant editing of sensory input, is a fundamental aspect of how our brains function. It's not a flaw, but rather a highly efficient strategy, and it isn't just for your nose. The brain applies this selective attention to a wide range of stimuli, constantly prioritizing what's deemed important and suppressing the rest. Your brain, for instance, largely ignores the feeling of your clothes against your skin. It's a constant sensation, but one that rarely demands your conscious attention. Similarly, the hum of appliances, the background noise of modern life, fades into the periphery. Even those little floaters in your eyes, those tiny imperfections in your vision are usually filtered out. Only when you actively focus on them, when you consciously direct your attention to those visual artifacts, do they pop into awareness, demanding your attention. Think about being in a noisy cafe. Your brain allows you to focus intently on a book, absorbing the words and meaning. It's selectively tuning out the background chatter, the clinking of cups and the murmur of conversations. Your reality, therefore, is shaped as much by what your brain actively deletes and filters out as it is by what it consciously detects and processes. The world you experience isn't a complete and unfiltered representation of reality, but rather a carefully curated highlight reel, not a raw, unprocessed feed of sensory data. So, next time you momentarily forget about your nose, remember the incredible mental power and efficiency behind that seemingly simple trick. Your brain is constantly acting as the stage manager, meticulously controlling what gets seen and heard. It's keeping distractions off the set, ensuring that you can focus on what truly matters. The nose is just the most obvious actor, the one we can easily demonstrate, written out of the script of your conscious awareness. It's funny, your brain, that intricate and complex organ residing within your skull, one of nature's most astounding wonders, a biological marvel that continues to baffle and inspire scientists, spends a considerable amount of energy actively hiding your nose from your conscious awareness. It's always there, but your brain cleverly filters it out. Our perception of reality isn't a perfect, crystal clear window onto the world, but rather a carefully constructed and edited illusion, a curated experience crafted by your brain to make sense of the constant barrage of sensory information. Even your natural blind spot, that area in your visual field where you can't see, is seamlessly filled in by your brain, so effectively that you almost never consciously notice its existence. When you get a brand new pair of glasses, they can feel incredibly distracting and strange at first, altering your perception in unexpected ways. But remarkably soon, your brain quietly files them away, much like it does with your nose, as just another one of those things to simply ignore, a background element in the grand scheme of your perception. So, the next time you happen to consciously notice your nose intruding on your vision, take a moment and give it a nod of acknowledgement. It's a testament to and proof of the silent magic show, the constant, intricate performance happening within the confines of your head. Your brain is truly the greatest illusionist of all, a master of deception and perception, and perhaps its most impressive, and certainly most overlooked, trick is the one that's been right there unnoticed under your very nose the whole time.